I would like to invite four mayors to the stage. Our host, Mayor Rahm Emanuel, Mayor Kasim Reed from Atlanta, Mayor Greg Fisher from Louisville, and Mayor John Marchione from Redmond, California. As every citizen of this great city knows, Mayor Emanuel has worked tirelessly to make investments in infrastructure, and he put together a very unique coalition here, creating America's first urban infrastructure bank when it became obvious that what was once bipartisan support for an infrastructure bank at the national level has faded. Instead of waiting, Rahm's not very good at waiting. He brought together people from all sectors of the economy in Chicago and started to work. It turned out there was a lot of interest in this kind of endeavor among mayors, and there is now a task force on building a 21st century infrastructure with 16 other American mayors that I've been asked to work on. So I'm very grateful for what they have done, and I wanted the mayor to come and give an update on where we are. This is one of the most valuable things we could be doing to boost the economy in the here and now by creating good jobs, and over the long run by dramatically increasing the productive capacity and the quality of life here in the United States. So, Mr. Mayor, the microphone is yours.
President Clinton, thank you very much, and thank you again for holding GCI America for the third year in a row here in the city of Chicago. As I can say, I have something very important to say: go Blackhawks. When I was coming home from the game last night about 12:30, I said, who can I call? I said, President Clinton, he'll be up. From years of working with him, and the other person that would actually go through each play to actually give credit to the Hawks for a great game. So thank you for being here. I can say that with absolute certainty on both points. I do want to say a couple things before I get into the infrastructure, and it's a very important subject. All of us are here. There's not a single mayor that's not facing this challenge, which collectively we are facing as a country. That President Clinton, having worked in his White House, taught me two very important things which relate directly to trying to solve this problem. One, change is your only constant, and you got to figure out how to make change your friend, not your foe. And in every challenge, there's an opportunity waiting to be discovered, and if you work at it hard enough, you'll figure out how to do that. And that is exactly what we are all trying to do, given that we have a huge amount of challenges to invest in our cities, and we have very little public resources like we used to have, and so we have to figure out how to come with public-private partnerships to actually solve this problem. Now, the good news is for the city of Chicago, the Economist just came out with a report last week that the city of Chicago is going to move in the next 10 years up to one of the 9th globally most competitive cities in the world. And it's the only North American city to do that. But one of the reasons it's identified that is because of what we're doing on infrastructure and our investments. And obviously, the city of Chicago, like Atlanta and like other cities around the world, country, its competitiveness is based on its airport, its ability of people to get from its city to the world and from the world to its city, which is also true here for the city of Chicago, because we're going to make a major announcement today, Ray LaHood and I, about an investment at O'Hare, which will create 3,000 jobs, helping the city's airport continue to be its economic competitive engine. But in our infrastructure and our investment and what we're doing there, and one of the things that is very, very important, we came together last year this time, all of us, to talk about the challenges we respectively face in our infrastructure investments, whether that's our airport, our mass transit system, our parks, and our schools, our internet, our broadband, all the things that make a city globally competitive. The city of Chicago is making a series of investments in and around its airport and its mass transit system that has helped it recruit companies and locate here. But each mayor, Mayor Reed, a good friend, Kasim, is now received grants from EPA and Coca-Cola for the Atlanta Beltline, connecting 45 neighborhoods with trails and mass transit and an old railroad, and through that public and private investment is leveraging, I think, and he'll talk later, about $1 billion worth of private investment because of the economic investments that's coming along with that. Mayor Marchione from Redmond is working with Golder Associates to rebuild the entire downtown area and also putting a light rail right next to where the Microsoft facility is. And Mayor Fisher from Louisville is combining public and private sector investments to revitalize the 4th Street in downtown Louisville with an initial $5 million commitment from CGI itself, and all of that investment is leading to further private investment. Today in the city of Chicago, we're going to make an announcement about what we're doing at our airport, but we're also announcing what we're doing here on our Riverwalk, where we're building a new Riverwalk for the city of Chicago downtown. The city of Chicago downtown is the fastest growing downtown, both commercially and residentially, in the country. And that Riverwalk will become the new park for downtown, which has grown by residential capacity 48,000 people just in the last 10 years. And each of these public investments using private dollars helps us leverage further private investment in economic activity. And I want to thank President Clinton for working with us and addressing each of our needs on our infrastructure investments, putting people to work today, but creating economic competitiveness in the future for our respective cities, and helping us think about how creatively to solve the challenges we have today, because not one of us as mayors, we have a lot more needs than we have resources, and we need the private sector dollars to come alongside and help us do what we used to do from a national level and is no longer happening. So thank you for having here.